Please put your hands together for me. Obolo IntL, are you ready? Obolo children. Okay. Kingsman. Yes, sir. President. Dr. Mrs. Christiana Ija, senior lecturer, University of Port Harcourt. People, I love the people that are good, you know.
I want to stand on the existing protocol to say, my people of Obolo, all the good friends of Obolo in diaspora, our extension in the west, in the east, in the north and the south, I thank you very much for coming to celebrate with us on this one good thing that has happened to Obolo people. I also seize this opportunity to thank most immensely the effort of our fathers who at the very beginning translated the national anthem in little by little. Progress was being made, and all the effort culminated into the highest of them all, the translation of the Holy Bible, complete in Andoni, in Obolo language. We are very thankful to all of you. But I want to let all the youth know that by the effort of all these people, male and female, a standard has been raised. This standard today, what we are witnessing, is the new standard. It is amazing. And that will be the starting or the starting point for the new generation of Andoni children. And it is my prayer that you should not let us down. As it is a relay race, most of us, whether we like it or not, our legs are on the threshold. We are far gone. Our hope is on you. And you should at all times draw inspiration from the works of our predecessors. And in no distant time, raise a new standard that will be celebrated higher than this or with greater pomp. May God help us to always be on top and not below. Thank you very much.
Amen. Sir, Dr.
The governor of Rivers State, every represented here by our own son, who is the head of service of Rivers State, my fellow traditional rulers, and all spiritual and temporal.
When you take it, give me space.
Everyone that gets here, I salute you all. We are gathered here today for an occasion that will remain indelible in our minds as Obolo people. What we are here for is history which has been made and will continue to be remembered. It is not easy for a people to upgrade their language to international level, which has now attracted international recognition. This is what we are celebrating today. I send my good message to the entire Obolo people, especially those who sacrifice their time, their energy, their resources to make sure that we are doing what we are doing here today. They made us proud, and we want you to praise them and ask God to bless them to move Anthony forward. What they have done has placed Anthony above what our forefathers did. Our forefathers in ignorance led us through shines, believing that the authority was vested in shrines. But today, with what all of us have seen, Christianity has taken over everybody. And the production of the Bible, the production of the hymns, and other materials, reading materials in the Obolo, have gone a long way to help us to actualize embracing the Christian religion. Once we know that God is supreme, then every other thing will attract blessing to us. And therefore, I'm using this opportunity to call on the entire Obolo nation to see the work which has been done by the people who have produced the Bible and other spiritual works in the Obolo language as a job well done, as a job which they have done to rescue us from the worship of idols. We can only realize what benefit we can get from worshiping God when we put behind us everything about idol worship. And the one we are gathered here today is pointing the way for us to follow the promised land. My brothers and sisters, I will end here by asking all of us to embrace the Christian religion and put behind us idol worship.
The night, Okama Unyanda. After that, I am very sure that in Zabru Wimba, Opolitiki, men, and this so, and the prayer of people of you know. Over there, you will come up with Okama Unyanda. Thank you. Oh,
All protocols observed. I'm really very grateful to God who has kept me alive to see what, as old as I am, in the land of Obolo, to see what is going on today.
That's right.
I thank my God. And when I go back to my grandfather, I will tell them stories. In the first place, I have to thank Almighty everlasting God, who has given us the opportunity to stage today, to make the world know today that Obolo is still moving forward. Secondly, I have to thank J. Aaron and his wife, who has made us to read and write in Obolo language. Thirdly, I have to thank all those who put their own effort to see that we have this progress, to see that the Bible is translated into Andon. We are grateful to God. I say thanks to God. I don't have much to say. Let us rejoice. For God has given us the opportunity to realize that He is behind us. And let us all thank Him and bless Him in Jesus' name.
For the developments that are taking place in Obolo land, I'd like to recognize the things coming out. Let me recognize it. These are states coming up. One of us, Chief. Modernization here we get to traditional. Please.
At this moment, well aware that His Excellency is here, that our Chief Barrister Nelson is the one wicked commander of the Order of the Niger, is here ably represented by Honorable Barrister Rufus Godwin Esquire, the head of service, Rivers State Civil Service. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
the chairman of this very historic occasion, His Royal Highness NLA Raron, Obolo IntL Mother, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, especially the Lord Bishop of the Niger Delta Anglican Communion, the Right Reverend Raphael Brian, and my Lord, the Honorable Justice Silverline Ragnima George of the High Court of Justice of Rivers State, our Royal Fathers, Ebi Kama, Ebubon to Ayamrao, the curator of the National Museum, my brother and friend Omolayo Fadamio, illustrious sons of Andoni, illustrious daughters of Andoni, especially Dr. and Mrs. Uche Aaron, the international translation consultant in charge of Obolo language and Bible translation organization. I cannot end this protocol without recognizing in a very special way these little children who stole my heart in singing for the first time the national anthem and reciting the national pledge in Andoni in Obolo language. But above all, I'm more particularly gratified by the presence of our brothers in diaspora, Obolo sons and daughters in diaspora from Oron. You are all welcome. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to be carried away on an occasion like this by the sheer sentiment of being part of this event. But I am able to recognize that I'm wearing two caps on this occasion, being the representative of the Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Chief Nyesom Ezenwawike CON, who unavoidably, due to some other very urgent assignment, is unable, most regretfully, to be here. So on his behalf, I will take his remarks. And because you have also invited me and made me the guest of honor at this occasion, I will fuse into my speech the remarks I would have made in that capacity. I feel a bit odd that because of this capacity you have clothed me, I'm not able to go the whole hog to do what I should have loved to do today as a son of Obolo. I would have loved to stand out here and dance to those songs you are singing. I grew up in Obolo and I know everything about the place. I would have loved to join to sing also. But when you are put in a position of being the leader of everybody, you conduct yourself with circumspection. Before you say, why is the governor dancing like this? Hello? But I can assure you I will not leave this place without dancing to some Andoni rhythm here. I must tell you, I can feel a great sense of nostalgia. And Dr. Jones has been carrying on in a way that will challenge you to want to dance. I think, Jones, when you do it again, I will join you in this arena. On a very serious note, this is a very remarkable event in which I expect every Andoni son and daughter to be present. It is sad that more than half of the number present here in very distinguished positions, sons and daughters of Andoni, are not here, they are out here. I want to imagine that may be because of logistic and coordination reasons. I do hope that when we gather again like this for another epoch-making event on behalf of Obolo, we will get all our first 11 sons and daughters to be with us. Andoni has come a long way. And as a government, we feel very proud that out of the 533 or so languages in Nigeria, Andoni has come as the 23rd in the use of native language in the translation of their own Bible. To come 23rd out of 530 something is not it's not an easy task. I'm sure you know that. If you enter into a competition with over 500 students and you come number 23rd, that is A+. Hello? And to think that for the UNESCO, an agency of the United Nations, to choose out of this multilingual environment of our country as the international Obolo, yes, 535 languages in Nigeria as being among the international mother tongue languages. And in our, this is the first. It's something that we need to cherish and to treasure. And as a government, we feel proud that Andoni, through their own language, Obolo, has brought this honor to Rivers State. One of your sons here was recounting, and I took note of that, as Ikesuku was counting how many chairmen of boards, how many commissioners, how many permanent secretaries that this administration has given to Andoni. That's very correct. I'm happy that there are not many people outside of Andoni who have heard what you said. Otherwise, they should have been jealous that Andoni has virtually cornered all the positions. Because even the coveted position of the head of service belongs to one of your sons. And as a governor, I'm happy to be working with him. Politiki. And more people are coming on board. As we speak today, 3 Andoni sons are special advisors in this government. You want me to mention them? 3 Andoni sons are special advisors to this government, and I expect them to be here. 10 is a special advisor to the governor. One is a special advisor. And there is another gentleman. Yes, thank you very much. 3 Andoni sons are special advisors to this government. I think the government of Rivers State deserves a round of applause from this audience. If you continue to give support to this government, I can assure you that more things will come your way. Andoni has been at the background for so long. But like the Bible says of the people who sat in darkness, when the glorious light of salvation comes, they will be catapulted from the background to the limelight of light, of glory. I can assure you that the Obolo people have come. And I expect that you won't go back. You can only go forward. The government has had a lot of challenges at the outset, as you are all aware. Initially, some politicians are not sure where they should belong. Some were still decamping up to the day of the Supreme Court judgment because they are not sure. Some put their both legs in the center, waiting for the outcome of the judgment. A few minutes to the judgment, some crossed the line, thinking that the judgment will go against this governor. When they heard that the judgment was gone in favor of the governor, they want to cross back. But the door was shut. I'm proud that I do not see among Andoni politicians those type of proselyte politicians who just move from one party to another. Stay where you are, Obolo people. And I urge you to stay with the People's Democratic Party under the governance of His Excellency Nyesom Ezenwo Wike. I can assure you of better days ahead. It's obvious to me that the future of this state lies in the hands of some of the children I see here. Among them are Obolo people, Obolo children. In all of my experience in going around and in my interaction, I haven't seen anywhere in this country where the national anthem and the national pledge is rendered by toddlers like the age of children we see here in their native language. So the state government to take necessary steps to ensure we capture these young ones while they are still fresh and impressionable to learn. I will be failing in my duty as a special guest of honor if I do not briefly touch on the theme for this year's event. The theme of this event is quality education, languages of instruction, and learning outcomes because of the quality of education we have received. Is it not so? Yes. If that is correct, you will also agree with me on the next premise I'm going to build. That position is made possible because of the kind of language of instruction used in passing on knowledge to us. Is that not so? At the time I was growing up, Obolo language was the language of instruction that I received. I learned counting at a time when there were no calculators. We are not talking of computers. There were no calculators. You use counting sticks. My mother, we used to cut counting sticks and put in our bag. And you are taught to count from Ge, Iba, Ita, Ini, Go, Gregwen until you get to Akop, Etip until you get to Obop. Is it not so? Yeah. Now the children cannot count without using their laptop. Is it not so? The children are getting more exposed to technology and modern gadgets of learning. But the quality and the result of the outcome of the learning is not comparable to what we learned using the mother tongue to communicate to us. Not tell their father that it's not good for children to go to school without their daddy dropping their children in their cars. I told them, you are lucky. Your daddy has a car. My own did not have. But what I am providing for the children in their own modern dispensation is not producing the kind of result my poor father was able to get through the school system that I passed through. I hope you understand the point I'm making. Some of the things we learned in those rural schools, they have taken us to the various centers of learning in the world, and we're able to compete with them. We're able to get to wherever and use what we learn because we are properly taught. So I would like to appeal today as we gather here to celebrate Obolo language that we must return to our mother tongue. I feel a sense of nostalgia when I see children demonstrate what they did here. But they did not go far enough. I was asking His Royal Highness, why were the children carrying paddles and they did not use the paddle? I was surprised the children just carry paddles. In Andoni, where we come from, paddles are not part of dress code. They were articles of means of livelihood. Is it not so? You use paddle to fish. Paddle was a kind of propeller to mobilize movement on the sea using canoes. But these paddles are too long. They are longer than the paddles I know in Asrama. People of Asrama do not use long paddles like this. These are very long paddles. They do not resemble bullet paddles. And they are very heavy on the hands of those children. Perhaps that is why they could not use them. Our royal fathers, Kiji and our distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it will be sad today as we celebrate this event not to think of replicating somebody that has done so much. Somebody I was privileged to meet for the first time today, and I shook his hands, Dr. Uche Aaron, who will understand Obolo with such intensity of passion. They can sing hymns in Obolo, as I let you, sir, and your dear wife. I'm honored to meet you for the first time today. And I would like to have a photograph with you and your wife, so I will show my children. Ladies and gentlemen, capturing the verse in the song rendered by that group. The group was singing in Obolo dialect that Ejira kon etele, Ejiri bara, Ejiri briko, Obolo, is it not so? If we jettison unnecessary acrimony, if we jettison unwarranted hostilities amongst ourselves, if we jettison quarrels and disputes, Obolo will move further than where we are now. Obolo will be the place to be. Our people will be the people to beat. We'll be like the Israelis wherever we find ourselves. When the MC was talking about the performance of Anthony's sons in government, he was not flattering. I think the use of writing entrance has stopped now to become permanent secretaries. Because from the time the method was introduced, Anthony people were coming first, second, third, highest. In fact, in one particular year, Anthony came first and came second. And as at that time, the government had a policy that they can't take more than one person from one LGA. But there was a dilemma created for government because Anthony people have come first and second. And you can't ignore them. So let's behave like the Israelis. America is strong, America is great, America is advanced. Out of every 10 Americans you see who are doing well, who are rich, at least 4 are Jews. Go and sort out this. I will challenge you. Be the Jews of this state, the Jews of this country, that you will be sought out for where there are problems requiring ingenuity. Because I am a son of Anthony and I'm very proud of it. I want to tell the young children here gathered, I wish I could tell them this story in the Obolo language. Because I'm not sure most of them even understand the Obolo language. Good. But I will tell you, for the benefit of everybody here, what my mother told me about the friendship between the lion, the donkey, and the fox. The donkey and the fox fortuitously strayed into the den of the lion. And ordinarily, that would have been the end of their story. They would have died. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But that was a good day for the lion. It was friendly. He was hungry, no doubt, so he asked the 2 visitors to join him to look for food. And they went, and they saw a straying goat and killed. And brought the goat. The lion, as the king, now directed the donkey to share the meat. Before the donkey could share the meat, he asked the donkey, how are you going to share this meat? He said, we are 3 here, so I'm going to share it in equal parts. The lion kept quiet. The donkey went ahead and shared the meat into 3 equal parts. As he finished sharing, and he told the lion, this is your part. The lion looked at the other one and said, whose part is it? He said, my own. He said, what are these ones for? The fox. The lion angrily pounced on the donkey and killed the donkey and made him part of the meat to be shared. Remember, there were 3, the lion, the donkey, and the fox. Now the donkey has gone. If you are the fox, what will you do? And the lion now turned to the fox and said, fox, now you share the food. Fox learns very fast. He saw what has happened to his friend, the donkey. So before he could share the food, the lion asked him, fox, how are you going to share this food? And the lion said, the fox said, I'm going to share it in 4 parts. 1 will be 1 part. The other 3 will be for 1 person. He said, who will have the 3 parts? He said, you, of course. He said, who will have 1 part? He said, I will have 1 part. He said, go ahead and share. So he shared the remaining food into 4 parts. Gave 3 parts to the lion and gave 1 part to himself. And the lion smiled and shook the fox. And fox, where do you learn this wisdom? He said, from my friend. He said, who? He said, donkey. He learned the wisdom from the donkey, who has died because he wants equality. How can you drag equality with the lion? And he saw how the donkey ended. And I asked my mother the meaning of this story, and she told me, sometimes you learn from the mistakes of other people. From what we are seeing now, Obolo, we are very strong. We are very strong politically now because we belong to the ruling party. Some other people will not be lucky as we are now. That is why the MC was counting our gains. We must not fail to learn from the mistake of those who have stuck out their neck for the wrong party. There is room for them to come on board. But to you, who have a lot of prospects and benefit in this government, I encourage you to come wholly and entirely on board. And I remind you that on the 19th of March, there's going to be a rerun election. In that rerun, I expect all of you to go home and vote PDP. Please, mind you, it is not the head of service talking now. It is the governor of River State talking. Go home and vote for PDP. Go home and vote for PDP. PDP and power. You go home and vote. If you have misplaced your voters' cards, go and recover it so you can go and vote. It is only through your voting power that you can install those you want to represent you in the House of Assembly, in the House of Representatives, and in the Senate. Thank you, and God bless you. It's on this note I declare this event open, and I understand I'm to lead our royal fathers in inspecting the exhibition stand. And I expect that you will give us a very beautiful Obolo song. Are you ready for us now?
Your Excellency, we are ready. Can I give an information?